All right, hello there. Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Day. This video is for the parents of my students this year in Chemistry 1. And the parents, I made a video for you and it was too long. That's what happens when you give a teacher and a preacher a microphone. I want to introduce myself to you. I want to reach out to you. And I'm hopeful that we can cover at least a few things and maybe have, just a few common expectations, but I'm going to try to move quickly because I know that your time is valuable. All right, here we go. My name is Tim Day. I've been in this system for 28 years. 26 years as a teacher, 2 years as an administrator, and I have been in the ministry for the last 13 years, 11 years at the Bartlesville Christian Church, and 2 years at the Mitchell Church of Christ. That doesn't make me perfect. I'm simply telling you that because it's another passion of mine. I love the bow hunt. I love archery. I have 2 children, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. Okay? All right. I shared a presentation with your child today, and I gave your children some things to think about. I didn't say, let's talk about rules for 30 minutes. I have 7 items that I talked to them about. And I may not talk to you about all 7, but I want us to be on the same page with a few things. And I'm going to go quickly. It is a new normal, and I'm not going to cover everything with you that I covered with them. But it is a new normal. Guys, I don't know. First time I've ever experienced trimesters. I don't know, in 28 years, I've never done it before. I've never had a group of students who wore masks. I spread all my kids out across the room today. I'm going to do the best job I can to protect your child. But I'm also going to do the best job I can to educate your child. And here it is. It's still school, and we don't exist in a bubble. I care about your students, your children. When they walk in this room, I look at them as my responsibility, and I don't see their faces. I see Braxton Day's face, and I see Tristan's face, and I think about how would I want my own children treated. And I think about trying to be fair. But at the end of the day, I also had high expectations for my 2 children. And I was kind of a demanding father at times. And, I don't know, they say the proof's in the pudding, or maybe God's just really blessed me. But my son just got his degree from IU, and my daughter is in her junior year in nursing at USI. And she was an academic in a National Honor Society. She was a technical honors gal. And I've just been very, very fortunate. I care about your children, and I want them to be successful, and I want them to learn chemistry, and that is my main job. I don't care about being cool. I don't care about being popular. I don't care about being hip. I'm an old man, I guess. I'm not going to get those categories. I want them to be successful, and I'm going to do everything I can to help them learn chemistry. Okay? All right. Together, everybody accomplishes more or achieves more, and I believe that. Chemistry 1, if you want to know what the state standards are, they have this presentation in their topic tab in Google Classroom called Classroom Management. Go to this link. I don't determine what we learn. I determine how we learn it. Okay? The Indiana Department of Education says this is what you're going to learn. It's my responsibility to teach it. There's the standards if you want to see them. Okay? Something that I think gets lost a little bit sometimes when kids are thinking about courses. This particular course is inorganic chemistry, and there's a lot of math in inorganic chemistry. Your child is going to have to do math, okay? All right. Here is, and you can look on their screen or you can request a hard copy and I'll be more than happy to give it to you. Here's the syllabus. The days are not going to be right because that was for semesters. Here are topics, and I know I hate presentations where you can't read it, but ask your child. You can look at it or email me or whatever you want. I will provide you with the list of what we're going to cover, okay, if you want to know. Okay, I will be more than happy to tell you that, okay, or to help you with that information. All right, now, there were 7 items that I shared with your child today rather than a bunch of rules because, and I'm going to share a couple of them with you. here it is. And I told them that there were 7 items that Mr. Day wanted them to know. I need for them to know who they are, and I need for you to know who they are. I think intuitively we all know that there are certain classes in high school that are harder than others. And I think we know that there are certain classes that are going to require a lot of effort. I don't think anybody thinks that calculus is going to be easy. Chemistry is not out of this world hard, but it can be difficult to wrap your mind around. And an average, when I say average, a kid who's just looking to skate by is not the kid who should be taking chemistry. There's too much work and there's too much responsibility. And I want every kid in here to be successful, and I want these students to be in my classroom. But you're going to have to understand that the anticipation is that you want to be the best of the best, that you care about your grade, and that you really want to put forth a good effort. That's going to be my expectation for my students. And my expectation is that they are going to receive the best that I have to offer as well. That I'm not going to be lazy, that I'm not going to be slow, that I'm going to provide them with information that is efficacious, that is accurate, and I'm going to do the best I can to make sure they understand. And you have my assurance that I will do that. Okay? I need for your child to know that, and here it is. I'm kind of changing a little bit on some of this cell phone stuff. It's amazing to me how powerful some of these cell phones are. But 2 things. We don't need distraction. So I'm not interested in Instagram. I'm not interested in texting. I'm not interested in social media while we're having class. I'm not interested in being distracted from our one and only goal, which is to learn chemistry. I'm also, and I think this has become the case across the board. So I'm not trying to be argumentative or judgmental, but I think people are losing the ability to communicate. Communicating on a screen is not always adequate communication. We sometimes need to talk. You need to hear the tone of someone's voice. You need to see their eyes. We need to communicate. Your child will have to ask questions or come in for extra help maybe, or whatever the case may be. We need to understand that we can use this powerful tool as a tool, but it cannot be a distraction, and it cannot be our primary way to communicate. And I don't think it can be that way for you and I either. I think it can be an easy way to communicate, but I think if we need to have deep communication, we need to talk, okay? And maybe that makes me old school. I don't know, okay? Right here, I tell your child, I don't think they're defined by struggles. I think they're defined by how they respond to them. And if your child needs help, I'm going to do the best job that I can this year, hopefully better than ever, to provide resources. Because I'm going to tell you what I discovered, and I mean no disrespect to anyone, and my colleagues included, but we were woefully prepared for the shutdown, and we need to be better, and I'm going to be better. All right, I need for your child to be organized. Listen, have them show you Google Classroom if you've never looked at it, because it will tell you what is coming and what is due, and there is no reason why your child can't stay on top of assignments. And I try to be very fair with the time that I give to them, okay? I try to be very, very fair. All right? You need to be able to get into Google Classroom. You need to be able to get into PowerSchool. Please, if I can help you with that, or if you can't get into those things, I would like for you to let me know, because I want to help you. My email is dayt@nlcs.k12.in.us. Please, and I know I went on about talking orally. I'm just saying that I sometimes think we need to talk, may need to talk, but a lot of times simple questions can just be answered via email. I understand that, and I'm totally fine with that. And I will do the best I can to communicate with you in a quick fashion. Now, it may not be an hour, but I'll do the best I can to communicate with you, okay? I kind of also shared with your child a quote from Benjamin Franklin. And the quote is that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And sometimes just a little proactivity goes a long way. I'm reaching out to you because if we have concerns, if we have problems, let's cover those things early. I want your child to be successful. You want your child to be successful. We want the same thing. However, sometimes when I have a room full of adolescents and I have a particular kid who's a distractant or a particular problem, or I have a kid who needs to work a little hard, I may need to reach out to you. I may need for you to help me motivate your child. Or I may need for us to work together to find an amicable solution so that we can help your child be successful, because that's what we both want. I mean, as an educator, why would I not want my kids to learn? And as just as a human being, why would I want to have conflict? And the answer is I don't want to have conflict. I want us to be successful. I want us to be successful together. All right, I'm going to close with one last thing. And if you're watching this video, then you and your child have already talked about this at least a little bit. I'm going to do the best job that I can this year to put as much information as I can at your child's fingertips. If they're absent, if they don't understand, if they need to look at something again, there's a whole host of reasons why this information needs to be available. And I understand that it needs to be available in more than one format. I'm very cognizant of that as well. However, this YouTube channel that I've created, I will post tutorials. I will post, good Lord willing, as long as nothing glitchy or whatever. I will post lectures. I will post information, and your child will have that you will have that information, because I'm going to tell you, I have experienced the frustrating nights around the kitchen table. Guys, I've been there. My son's 23, 24. My daughter's 21 now. I still edit my daughter's papers, and it's my job. I thought I was done when I sent them off to college, but, I'm still not done. And I understand that it can be frustrating, it can be hard, and you've worked a long day and you need information, and I'm going to do the best job I can to put a lot of information at your child's fingertips. You might have to, and maybe you have to watch something 2 or 3 times to understand it. And my 2 children, one of them had to work harder than the other. And I don't know what to say other than that child had to work harder. But I will say that of the 2, I know who's got a pretty darn good work ethic. And so, we're not defined by our struggles, we're defined by how we respond to them. If you have questions for me this year, this is a crazy year. It's a different year. Contact me. I will work with you to the best of my ability. I want your child to be successful. I want your child to be blessed physically and spiritually. But what I really want is I want your child to leave my room at the end of the year knowing more chemistry than they did when they came in. That's what I really want. I'm going to do the best I can to put information at their fingertips. I'm going to do the best I can to communicate. And maybe we'll have another video at some point if I feel like I need to communicate something to you. I'm going to do the best that I can to make my classroom even better, especially in this new normal. And so I hope that God blesses you. I hope your family is successful. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you, and we'll talk to you more later.